So, kriya nashe, when the activities in you are purified, it becomes sattvic, the thoughts also become sattvic. When it becomes sattvic more and more, rajas and tamas are reduced, the mind becomes extremely contemplative, and thus, slowly, slowly, we can eliminate all the vasanas. First, you cannot eliminate all the vasanas. First, make them all from tamas to rajas, from rajas to sattva, and then you go into sattva, atita, beyond. This is stage. Instead of saying that eliminate the vasanas, the teacher is trying to explain to us in the language of our experiences. Purify your actions first. Thoughts are still vulgar, but actions you try to be as good as possible. Anger comes, but you don't express. Feel like expressing, but you just go, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Substitution of thought. 10 times you do it, it becomes reduced. The smoker, this is how the smoker gives up smoking. He feels like, but he tries to submerge elachi or something put in the mouth instead of it and say no, 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 no. 10 days, 11th day onwards, you can't stand somebody smoking. Not only you are smoking, but others smoking. I don't know why people smoke and I can't stand it. Whether it's drinking, whatever it is, the habit. So by changing the pattern of your actions, you change the pattern of thoughts. When the thoughts have changed, the desire rising in your mind is dried up, meaning that much of vasanas have become impotent, cannot produce any results anymore, and thus tamas and rajas reduced, sattva increases, and the sattvic mind is the instrument by which to realize Jivan Mukti Rishyate. That is the state of Jivan Mukti.
Sadvasana spurti vijrumbhane sati. Vijrumbhane sati hyasau vilinapyahamadi vasana. Pyahamadi vasana ati prakristapya runa prabhayam. Viliyate sadhu yatha tamisra.
Sadvasana increased, sadvasana meaning sattvic vasanas, good vasanas. Good vasana is an antidote to the negative vasanas. So when the sattvic vasanas increase, the spiritual practices, such as purifying your thoughts, your actions, thoughts and desires, when they are purified, they become sattvic. This sattvic vasana destroys the rajasic and the tamasic vasanas, tendencies in you. Your entire character changes. Your attitude to the world outside reforms. Your demand in life is again change. All this happens when the sattvic vasana increases. Sadvasana spruti vijrumbhane sati. When that sattvic vasanas, the noble vasanas increase, spiritual hunger increases, mumukshatva increases in you, he asau vilina pyahamadi vasana, aham ityadi vasana, meaning the idea of that I am the limited BMI, conditioned by the body, mind, and intellect is slowly removing. As you go more and more into sleep, the waking, I am the waker idea slowly dissolves away. Similarly, the ego that was predominantly functioning in the field of BMI and OET slowly disappears. When the sattvic vasanas increase, you are more and more attracted towards contemplative mood, and therefore you start living a new dimension of life. Ati prakrishthapya aruna prabhaya. I said, Swamiji, but is it possible? Because you and I, we have lived millions and trillions of years in our evolution. Chalo, all that are in the lower level, plant and animal, okay. But as human being also, how many lives we must have taken to come to this much of a suspicion of culture? Not that you are cultured, you are still two-legged animal. Even though the animal passions and lusts are in you, you are trying to come out of it. How many lives you must have taken to this much of purification? You know, in all those lives, 365 days, all the 24 hours or 18 hours, you have been functioning with ego and egocentric desires. What a mountain of vasanas will be with you. This mountain of vasana, will it go in one life? Because the next life, I don't know, I'm going to be a pig or a buffalo or a local mosquito. We don't know. Here a few more years I have got, but how many years, that also I don't know. Within that, how can the vasana go? Vasanas that have collected for thousands of years of wrong living, in my ignorance, no doubt. In my non-apprehension, nobody told me that, and I lived, but the effect is the same. Not knowing that drinking is bad, because my grandfather and father was drinking, and therefore I am also drinking. But the fellow's liver, cirrhosis of the liver is natural. It's the effect of the cause, whether with knowledge or without knowledge. So due to ignorance or lack of understanding, when you have lived this life for a long period of time, vasanas are created. That vast amount, of mountainous amount of vasanas that we have created by our actions and thoughts, vichara and karma. Do you mean to say it can be all wiped out? Shankara says, in a second. You are creating the vasanas in millions of years, but you can end them all in a whiff. Swamiji, don't be so optimistic. This is only to give us some help, some confidence. No, it is a fact. How do you say that? Ati prakrishtapi, even though it is deep, deep darkness of the night, ati prakrishta, extremely dark. You can't see your own, you don't know where your nose is. So dark, and yet aruna prabhayam. Aruna, the glow. Sun has not come out. Sun is still behind the mountain. But the glow has come in the sky. It's called Aruna. Aruna is the driver, the charioteer of the sun. Sun has got 7 horses, a chariot, and he comes always in the chariot. Aruna, naturally, horses first, and then comes the charioteer, and then only the master can come. So Aruna, the dawn. The dawn represents motorcycle, security people, jeeps. These are all first to come. Then come Queen Elizabeth. A few horses. These are all, when they come, people are hushed up. Because they were waiting there for this procession. The motorcycle came. Ayani, but Aran. After the motorcycle, the jeeps are. Aran. Then the horse has come. Oh, very near. Then you find the car coming. A lady sitting there. Oh yeah, to see that you wasted 3.5 hours of standing. She went, and the others, piche. The courtiers followed. In the same way, before the sunrise, at the dawn, the glow of the sun, when it comes on the sky, it doesn't come here because of the mountain. Yet, however deep and dreary may be the darkness, is all lifted in a way. Where light has come, darkness cannot remain. Even if the darkness was there, Swamiji, what we have had, these vasanas are millions of years, never mind. Supposing there is a cave in the Himalayas, which was a cave from the day the Lord created the world. And therefore, for millions and trillions of years, that cave was in utter darkness. It is not an ordinary darkness. It is not only utter darkness, but it is also long-standing, centuries of darkness. What magic! Have you seen them trying to matchstick and trying to light up the... One matchstick! All the darkness of centuries old, however thick may be, all removed instantaneously. In the same way, ati prakrishtapi aruna prabhayam viliyate, just disappears. Sadhu yadha tamisra. Tama, darkness. The crowds of darkness in your bosom. The endless avidya that you had, the non-apprehension and the consequent misapprehensions, the tamas and the rajas, all disappear when the sattva arises. Just as in the dawn, the thick darkness of the night disappears without any effort. Not that the dawn comes forward and sweeps the darkness away and tells the sun, don't come down because there is darkness. Why do you see the dawn? Because sun has, unfortunately, sun illumines everything, but the poor sun has never seen darkness. Never. He is ignorant of what is darkness, because he is pure knowledge. So he is ignorance of avidya. Even avidya. Yes, because lack of vidya, that is all. And the vidya, pure consciousness, has never seen darkness, because non-apprehension is never felt by the reality. Light has never seen darkness. It cannot illumine darkness. See? Here the teacher says, tamas, however old it may be, the moment the knowledge has come, even the distant beginning dawn of knowledge, darkness is removed. And by the time the sun comes above the mountain, there is no darkness. The horses have seen the darkness. What do you call that? The charioteer has seen dim dawn. But poor son never seen even. The deep darkness, yes, see. The light darkness. Because as the dawn comes, slowly, slowly, more and more light. The sun has never seen darkness.
तमस्तमः कार्यमनर्थजालम् न दृश्यते सत्युदिते दिनेशे तथा द्वयानन्दरसानुभूतौ न वास्ति बन्धो न च दुःखगन्धः
Students cannot easily grasp. By realizing it, all your ignorance will end. All your sorrows will end. It is pure bliss only. Even though you may say so, you have got a doubt. Is this possible? The more we understand the arguments of Vedanta, the more we are convinced that the conclusion is a mere hypothesis. It's illogical. It cannot happen. Because millions of years of vasana in you, so long as the vasana is there, there will be an ego, and the ego born out of vasana ignorance is that which is creating new thoughts. There is no question. The more the vasana, the more the thoughts. More the thoughts, more the vasana. That only can increase. But how can in between get out of it? Logically, when you think about it, with the data available to us, we come to the conclusion, impossible. That is because you have not understood what is knowledge. In the presence of knowledge, ignorance cannot remain. In the presence of light, darkness cannot exist. And it is not that the light comes and darkness slowly goes. No, there is no slow. Where light has come, darkness has disappeared. In the same way, when sattvic mind turns towards the Atman, the self, all the vasanas that you have created as a limited ego, in your egocentric desires, when you acted in the world outside, you have created all the vasanas, but all of them go away. Just as the richest Prabhu who has collected all the wealth by killing and looting and plundering and setting fire to things and destroying the community and the society, the peace around, all that is lost the moment that stupid fool dies. Isn't it? To the dead man, how much money? What money? Oh my God. Thus, by various activities of the ego, prompted by its own selfish desires, you have created a lot of vasanas. The moment the ego is ended, all those vasanas become no more affecting you. It doesn't add to you. This money cannot be used in heaven to get a better accommodation. No, plenty of money I have got, now I'll give you. This money is not available there. Neither can you get it. The bank will not give. Think. Bank will not give you your pension. You worked hard, the society offered you pension. You are for the pension, you are going to the bank. RBI, the Reserve Bank, will not give you the pension. Not that the treasurer doesn't know, the cashier doesn't know you. Cashier knows you. Every day he is meeting you. He knows that you have got a pension. But he cannot issue the pension money unless you produce a medical certificate. What? That you are alive. By saying that, Bhaiya, I am alive, I am talking to you, maybe. But bring a medical certificate. Every third year, because the government expects you to die. But at the third year, you have to produce a medical certificate to prove that you are really alive. And that's why you have come to that door and the window and asking for the pension. Even while living, they suspect whether you deserve it or not. After death, we have not a naya paisa you can get out. In the same way, vasana can act only on the ego. When the ego is gone, all vasanas become impotent, inefficient, incompetent to give you either joy or sorrow. Thus, tamas tamakarya anartha jalam, tamah, the non-apprehension, ignorance, tamas, and tamakrita, born out of it, is the projections of the mind, anartha jalam, endless array of anartha, sorrows, worries, anxiety. Anartha jalam. Na drishyate. None of them can be perceived, experienced. Sad udite dineshe. Tamas, darkness, night. Tamakrita, born out of the dharma, darkness, you get various fears. So ghosts are coming, thieves are coming. And you don't know whether it's a ditch in front of you. So every time you'll have to search with the leg and then put the step. And then maybe serpents are there. Various fears, all darkness. But udite, when risen, dineshe, din, day, Isha, Lord. Dinesh, the Lord of that day, when the sun has risen. Not only the darkness is removed, but the darkness generated fears and anxieties in your mind is also gone. Tamasya, the darkness. And applying it, tadha, similarly, advayananda rasanubhutya, when anubhuti, direct experience of Advaita, non-dual, Atman, the self, Advaita, Advayananda rasa, which is his nature, the essence of the bliss, of non-dual bliss of the self. When you start experiencing the meaning, you are awakened to that state of consciousness. Navasti bandho, there afterwards no bandhan. The bandhan was only when you are identified with the projections of the mind, the body, the mind, the intellect, and through them you are seeing the world of plurality and creating your attachments to those. All is ended. When you start experiencing that infinite bliss and beatitude of that state, nabandha, there is no question of bondages. You can't even call it free. But the sense of bondage is ended. Naja dukkha gandha. Dukkha, sorrow. Not even the smell of sorrow there. Not even the smell of sorrow. It is a translation of Malayalam. Shankaracharya happened to be Kerala here. And when he is sitting down, writing, sometimes just as your English sometimes reflects your language. He is going to come. Typical example. And those who know English are worried. How can he do that? He is going to come. Oh, he is already here. No. He is going to come by this train. Going to come. So yesterday he was here. No. So he did not go. No. Then why didn't you say he is coming? Yes, that is what I meant. He is going to come. He going to come is a translation of your vernacular. हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं? Going to come. It is a translation. It's a translation of the thinking process of that language. No Englishman will say going to come. I think it's going to come rain. Going to come. So rain went and then is coming back. It's not that. Soon enough we are expecting the rains to come. But when you are talking, you will say, going to come. Swami Ayani, going to come. He is, meaning we are expecting him in a time, going to come. But those who have not got this tradition, they will start worrying, what is the miracle of it? So Swamiji went. No, he has not come. Then he is going to come. Again you say going to, you won't understand that what you are talking is confusing to others. This is one of the examples. There are so many examples. Drinking. Something is there about drinking also. Never mind. So then, here Shankara unconsciously translates into Sanskrit what he as a Keraliya would have said, relaxed moment, he would have said very effectively in his own language. He says, Yadha dvayanandara sanubhutya samavastha. Bandhan, there is no question of bandhan, not even the smell of sorrow. Gandha smell. And there is a gandham polilya. It's an idiom in Malayalam. But when translated to Sanskrit, those who know Sanskrit, they will start worrying. Oh, is there sorrow has got a gandha, a smell? I did not know. Bad smell is a sorrow, I know. But sorrow itself has got a gandha. Continue.
Drishyam pratitam pravilapayan san. Pravilapayan san. Sanmatramananda ghanam vibhavayan. Ghanam vibhavayan. Samahita sambahirantaram va. Antaram va. Kalam nayetha sati karma bandhe.
Drishyam, all that you are seeing, the objects of your perception by the sense organs, and the objects of your perception by the mind and intellect, the emotions and thoughts, all this drishyam, pratitam, apparently now you are experiencing through BMI these entire endless varieties and multiple world of objects, emotions and thoughts, pravilapayan san, having pralapan, having withdrawn your mind from those distractions and ended them. Closing your mind from the perceptions of the world outside and the world within. You are no more engaged yourself with the objects of perception. With that quieted mind, Sanmatram Ananda Ghanam Vibhavayan. How can I withdraw my attention from the world of OET? By turning the attention of the mind exclusively in contemplating the nature of the reality. Whenever I am thinking of something, I won't hear what you are talking. I don't anymore perceive things because my mind is not available for the sense organs to perceive. The mind is entirely turned towards the higher. Thus, by continuous, steady contemplation, you have withdrawn from your perception, from your experiences, the world perceived by the sense organs or conceived by the mind and intellect. When these objects, which are the usual field of our engagement from morning till night, we have withdrawn from that field. How can I withdraw my mind? My mind has to be somewhere. Yes, the mind has to be somewhere. The mind is exclusively contemplating Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani, thinking of the nature of that self. Vibhavayan samahita san behirandaram va. Thus, samahita, well controlled, both consciousness outside you, the objects, consciousness playing upon the thoughts and emotions, withdrawn. You are no more conscious of the objects outside you or the objects of perception or consciousness within you. Exclusively contemplating upon the nature of the pure self. Kalam nayedha. Spend your time. When you have already drishyam pratidam pravilapya, after having given up all the drishya, both within and without, by steady contemplation upon the higher, then what? Thus continue your life. Spend your time steadily contemplating. But why should I, Swamiji? Once contemplated, I have realized the truth and... Whether once you have realized the truth and the truth is permanently there, still you have to continue contemplation. Why? Why should I? Kalam nayedha. The rest of the time of your existence upon this surface of the globe, spend your time steadily contemplating upon the higher. Sadi karma bandhe. Why? To end all karma bandha. But Swamiji, when you have realized the ego is ended and there is no karma, you are right. Your ego, your son of your father, is ended. But what about the others? So why should a Swami or a Mahatma still continue contemplating to end your prarabdha? Because I can't get released from this body, because this body is standing not only for fulfilling my vasanas, but is also stand to fulfill your vasanas. You may carry me 3 times to the nearest hospital. I will come out of it. Why? Your prarabdha is not ended. Even though it may not affect me, but this body cannot live until its vasana. You may, if you want an experiment, you try. Jump from the 3rd floor. I guarantee you will not die. Why? Your prarabdha is not over. Swamiji, in utter despair, I don't want my wife and children, I don't want the world, and therefore I jumped. You will maximum break both the legs, or a hip, or a vertebral column. And you will, I don't know. Kya mare nahi? Nahi mara. Kyun? Prarabdha karo. You can't. You are all thinking, Swamiji, aisa ho to phir, so I will put a gun and boing. How many people are there in America? What happened? Gun. Gun, and the gun went safely through your head, only making you slightly, and you live. See? So that in order to end the rest of the vasana, the rest of the prarabdha in you, until that, because you may at any moment slip back, continue your contemplation. Thus, kalam naya, live your life in contemplation in order to karma bandhe sati. The karma bandhan, whatever the karma bandhan is there, and because of the karma bandhan, now and then the mind goes to the world outside. My ashram, my students, my books, my library. Why? All these are not there in it. Hey, that I know. Then why are you thinking? Just thought of what is wrong in it. When you thought that, the thoughts multiplied until you get caught up in it. Beware! Vigilance is the price you give to maintain your wisdom. And alert and tamas. No, alert and vigilant. And that is the quality of sattva. Sattva is always alert and vigilant. Karma bandhe.
Pramado brahmanishthayam na kartavyah kadachana pramado mrityurityaha Bhagavan Brahmana Sutaha.
Pramado Brahmanisthaya, in the Brahmanistha, in the continuous, unbroken thoughts of the self, the reality. Brahmanistha, rooted in that way. Today we are all external world of sense objects, nishtha. The moment you wake up, if I ask you that, you must remember the God as soon as you wake up. Swamiji, every day I try. The moment I wake up, I think of only my cup of tea has not come. Office, today is an office working day, here again. This is the Maha Mantra that comes in my mouth. I can't remember, wake up, ksha, tea aa gaya ki nahi, cha aa gaya ki nahi. Brahmanistha. In between the various worldly contacts in the world outside, you can't avoid them. But the background music, Sudipatti, must be continuous. The tambura. And the musician tunes up his thought. See, musicians are not kirtanis. When kirtan is, it doesn't matter. As it came, you howl at various pitch. But in music, there is a pitch you have to maintain. A man of spiritual master or spiritual seeker must maintain that pitch. Ishvara smaran at all times. in that background of the understanding of the higher reality, play in the world outside. Thus this Brahmanistha. Where is it? Pramado Brahmanisthaya. From that nishtha, steadiness of contemplation, pramad, falling away from it, inadvertence. This is the English exact word, pramad. That is, carelessly I slipped out of it. What are you doing? Why do you say that? Don't you know that he's a boss and you have just been engaged in the job? After 2 years of unemployment, you got it only this afternoon. What did you say? To whom? I am sorry. I should not have told it that way to my boss, but I never meant it. If you don't meant it, then why did you say? I don't know. I feel like, there is something early morning, from your window you can see a donkey standing on the roadside, suddenly with no interest, nothing. Now if you ask him, why did you do it? I don't know. And again stands half asleep. Now and then from sleep he comes. Our dog. Suddenly, for general health, he gets up and goes. Some of our children also. No reason. Milk is full, playthings are there, and he is playing. He did not fall down, nothing. Suddenly, For what? What? Digesting the milk, that is the only method, because I can't run about. So then, exercise. So for no fault of yours, you are a sincere seeker. And yet, there are moments when suddenly a storm rises in your mind of passion, of anger, of jealousy, of cheating, or jealous, anything. An emotion comes. You temporarily forget which God, what God. Unko marunga. I must kick him. Then you try to explain to him, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, koi nahi hai. After destroying him, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, and complain that, Ramji, why didn't you save me at that time? I should. Is pramad, forgetfulness. Pramad in no activity you should have. Driving. 4 hours you drove. You're a beautiful driver. Not a dot on your driving license. You're a careful man. And Swamiji, when I came to the town, I remember I came to the town. Then for 1 minute I slept. Pramad. Where is this conversation? In the hospital. Lying down, one leg up tied into the screen, into the ceiling, and one hand pulled with an extra weight in one hand. Kya ho gaya? Broke the leg and the hand also. What happened? Accident. Accident? What accident? A car. In the car accident? What happened? Another truck? No, nothing. The car accident. Meaning what? Pramad. One moment. Swamiji, it is strange. This is called prarabdha. I am a good driver. I have driven all these years. Never had an accident. 4 hours I drove. And the car was on the road. 1 minute. And I find myself here. Leg in one direction, hand in another direction. Think how soon and how quickly you can get into this kind of a tragedy by pramad for a second. I can't believe it, sorry. I must have slept 1 minute, that's all. Not even a minute, a few seconds. That car is going maybe 30 kilometers or 40 kilometers a minute, an hour. That is the speed. Do you know the speed of life? The speed of the mind? And in that speed machine, if you pramad, 1 second will do. How long it takes you to think of your home? No ticket is necessary, no reservation of seat is necessary, isn't it? At home, your children, my children, come here. Papas bhi aa gaya. See, the speed of mind is much more than the speed of light. Therefore, there are material scientists who declare that the mind is not matter. Because more than the speed of light, if anything moves, it cannot exist as matter. It's pure energy. But the mind is a typical example. That guy who had visited the moon, do you know that he can go to moon and come back before he lifts his cup of tea? Before the cup of tea meets his lips, he can mentally go back to the moon and come back. See the speed of the mind? Lights of some of the stars that are reaching you may be traveling for hundreds of years. Many of the stars that you are seeing, the stars have died long ago. But the light that was revealed then is coming, reaching you now. This is the speed, slow speed of light. Supposed to be the highest speed. It's very slow compared with your mind. You can go to the moon and come back in no time. Because of its speed, there are people who believe that the mind is not matter. It cannot be matter because it can move faster than light. Here the teacher says, Kalanaya, Pramado Brahman, not Pramada, forgetfulness, give on a second. Nakartavya kadachana, under no circumstances, at no situation, shall you do this pramad, entertain pramad even for a second. Constantly keep the idea that I am holy. Don't say that I am a sinner. Swamiji, I am useless, I am like that, what can I do? I am helpless, I am in the gutter, permanently in the gutter. Constantly remember the holiness of yours. You are not holy, but because the holy of the holy is in you, that you are also holy. Thank. Pramado na kartavya kadachana, under no circumstances. Why do you say so? Pramado mrityu ityaha. It has been declared. Pramada is mrityu, death. Death of the spiritual man in you is pramada. The self-forgetfulness of the holiness in yourself. When you have no sense of holiness, your entire relationship in the world outside has ended. That sense of holiness has gone. Then all that you is only a biped animal, two-legged animal. It's an extra tragedy. A four-legged animal is very firm. You try to make a cow fall down. 4 legs, will stand. You? Ah! Blah, blah. Why? He kicked me. Bas. It's a very thin balance on which you and I are moving about. Day before yesterday, after the Pada Puja, we are now going to the Bhiksha. One gentleman just walked there and fell down. Kya ho gaya? No, Swamiji, never mind, Swamiji. Yes, but what happened? Just, is he swooning? No, Swamiji, it's just like, what happened? The pillar. Why? As I was walking, the pillar touched me. The pillar, helpless, is standing there. He has done nothing, no intention. You went and banged on the pillar and fell down. Such is the condition. Two-legged animal. A little climate change. Cold. The animal world, no cold. See? In winter clothes are necessary. Animals don't need it. At every moment, every hospital in the world is full of patients. Animals also live in the jungle without a hospital. The veterinary doctor has not started opening a shop there and saying that yes, those who are suffering can come. I will cure. Only hungry ones will come there to eat up the doctor for general health and go away. See, no hospital is necessary. No disease is there. They are hefty, huge animals, but you are two-legged animal. Why? Pramad. You have no spiritual goal and you are just a physical body with mind and intellect, with all its impulses and instincts, trying to fulfill them. And if there is no other object, you sit down like a cat, licking your own body. Why? Fat, beautiful. And consult mirror. And you are far away from the mirror. Ready-made mirror in the bag at all times. Why? Pramad. You got a stupid idea that this bundle of filth is you. The Holy of Holies is in it. That sense of holiness never leave if you are a sadhak. Pramado mrittirityaha. Who said it? Bhagavan, the Lord himself. Which Lord? Brahmana Sutta, son of Brahmaji, the creator, the great son of creator, Sanat Kumar himself has declared. Just because he is Brahmaji's son, why should... Brahmaji is the creator. Creator is nothing but Brahman functioning with the total vasanas. His first son. First time he created 4 sons. The 4 sons, when they came, they were extremely sattvic. The mind and intellect, there is neither non-apprehension nor misapprehensions. They are already sattvic, and therefore immediately all the 4 children prostrated to the father and said, Daddy, tell us all about the Atman, the Brahman. That is all that they wanted, nothing else. And the father also, in a fatherly love, poured out his whole knowledge of Advaita philosophy into them, and the 4 of them, extremely mumukshu, Viveka, Vairagya, Satsambhati, Mumukshata, all of them are in them. Therefore, the moment they heard from the Father, powerfully, the Supreme and His glory, they all get into Samadhi. Their mind merged into that. And 4 of them went and sat in the 4 corners of the hall where Lord Creator was. And he said, he bit his finger. I made a mistake. When the 4 children came, I had a great hope that now they will look after and I can sit down. They will look after the creation of the world. I made a mistake, taught them everything. Here you are. 4 of them, useless for the purpose of the world outside. Samadhi. Nor can I curse them because they are in the highest reality. The 5th son he created was Mr. Narada. See? Because he knew that the mixture is not right. Too much of sattva. So in order to reduce the sattva, a little tamas he took it. And out of it created Narada. So Narada's constitution of the mind is a trace of tamas and sattva, of course, is there. He also prostrated. Daddy, Dada, please explain to me the highest reality. He said, Brahmaji said, I have retired from this method of teaching others. From Gurudev, I have retired. If you want to know the knowledge, go to your brothers. They have been given all the knowledge, they will tell you that. Thus Narada went to these 4 children, and these 4 children of Brahmaji became his guru, and it is they who explained to him pure Advaita. He could not understand because of the tamas already in him, and therefore Bhakti Marga was advised. And he goes around, Narayan, 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 Narayan. See? And that way he reached the highest. So that they are Brahmana Sutaha, the son of Brahmaji, Sanat Kumar, has declared Pramado Mrityu. Pramad is real death. Physical death, every fool, every worm in the world to grasp it. Change your body, M&I still functions on. But the death is, that spiritual urge is died. You and I are only incompetent animals. Not even a decent animal. Incompetent animal. Very miserable. That is a real death, the most tragic of all death. Pramado Vitraya.
न प्रमादादनर्थोऽन्यः ज्ञानिनः स्वस्वरूपतः ततो मोहस्ततो हन्धिः ततो बन्धस्ततो व्यथा.
So this pramad is the greatest tragedy to all spiritual students. Once you have lost sight of that higher reality, ego crystallizes. With ego, desire to possess more and more the objects of the outer world. Run after them, and even if you get them, the joy is momentary. You are ducking into more and more sorrow, more and more tragedy, more and more agitations, vyatha, more and more sorrows in the world outside. All this shall happen, even though you are a serious student, steadily contemplating. But pramad when you come, when you seem to forget a sense of holiness in you, this is really Mrityu, death or the spiritual man in the individual.